Peace. Time to God TV. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, y'all. A couple years ago, I joined this insurance company. I don't remember the name of it. If I don't recall it by the time this video is over, I'll put it in the description of the video. But it's a good company too. So I joined this insurance company, and I studied to get licensed to sell health insurance, life insurance, and auto insurance here in the state of Ohio. So I go take the test the first time, and I failed it. Missed it by 1 point? Missed it by 1 point, man. So I go back, I reschedule, go take the test again. Failed it again by 1 damn point again. I'm like, man, what the fuck? And so I about tapped out for real. I was like, man, that's crazy. I took this test twice and failed it both times by 1 point. And then I'm hearing all these other people who saying that they took the test and they failed it by 1 point also. So I'm like, man, that don't seem right, man. So I had to drive to Cleveland and take the test both times. And so my cousin talked me into it. She was like, nah, don't quit. You know, you only missed it by a point, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, you right. So I go take the test the third time. This time I go to Toledo, to the test center in Toledo to take it. In Toledo, Ohio, I take it up there. And I ended up passing the test. Well, actually, instead of me taking the health insurance part, I just did the life insurance part. So I only took the life insurance part and took that test, and I passed it. And so about a month later, I ended up getting contacted by the Department of Insurance, and they telling me that I had actually passed this test the second time, but they made a mistake in their calculations on the test, and I actually passed it. So they was like, when you apply for your license, apply for the you can also apply for the auto and health insurance too. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And now, because I got criminal history, you know what I'm saying, I've been to prison 3 times, violent offenses and all of that type of stuff. I had to go through a whole lot of hoops and hurdles, right? And so I go through all these hoops and hurdles. They want to know what, my convictions. They want me to explain the convictions and, all of that stuff. They wanted character witnesses. So I had people filling out cover letters for me and everything like that. And so, make a long story short, I never heard back from these people. I'm constantly calling them like, what's the status of my license? You know what I'm saying? Was it granted? Whatever. I don't hear nothing. Over a year done passed, right? Over a year passed. Come to find out that they had actually granted me a license and never contacted me about it. Then I end up getting some paperwork in the mail from the Department of Insurance telling me that they taking my license because of my criminal record and stuff, and they issue a hearing and all of this stuff. I'm like, man, hell. By the time all that happened, I didn't accept the fact that I wasn't finna get no license, and I never knew they granted me a license, so I didn't even care at that point. So then I get some more paperwork. It's a judgment entry, outlining why my license was why my license was taken and all of this other stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even care. But I told y'all all this to say this. In the process of me studying for my license, I learned a whole lot about how wealthy people use life insurance to not only build generational wealth, but pass it on, and they use it to make themselves richer. For example, an index universal life insurance policy is a wealth vehicle. And I was so salty that I didn't get my license, man, because I was trying to teach our people the benefits of having life insurance. Because when most people get life insurance, they get term. And that's like the dumbest thing you could do, man, especially as far as, building wealth or whatnot, man. Getting a term policy is like one of the dumbest things you could do. You know what I mean? If you're going to get life insurance, get an IUL, man. Get an index universal policy, because you can take that policy and you can borrow money from your policy tax free. And this is what rich people do. They get a trust. They get land trust. They do all of this type of stuff. They put all their assets in that trust, right? So they actually have nothing in their name. It's all in the name of the trust. They get assets like stocks, bonds, things like that. You borrow money from your investment accounts. The reason why you borrow the money from the investment account is because you don't pay no taxes on that money, right? You buy assets. That's going to get you more money, but you borrow off of these assets. The whole thing is borrowing. This is why rich people say debt is not bad. It's not a bad thing to have debt, because when you get debt, there's no taxes involved in this debt. You know what I'm saying? And so you borrow all of this money, and you use your life insurance policy to pay it all back once you're gone. So all of this money that you done borrow, all of these assets that you done gain, all of this stuff stays in the policy, stays in your trust, and it goes on, it passes on to your kids, because the life insurance policy is gonna pay off all the debt. So you done went and purchased 20 houses, you done went and purchased land, you done went and purchased all of this stuff, and you ain't paying no money on, you're not paying on that. Because if I buy a house, right, and I put a tenant in there and I go pull the equity up out the house, let's say the house is worth $80,000 and the bank gives me 80% of that $80,000, right? My tenant is the one paying that loan back, not me. I done pocketed that whatever the money I got from that, I done pocketed that. Not only did I pocket it, I done invested in some of it in a mutual fund, or, you done invested it in something that's going to make you more money. You know what I'm saying? I might just dump it all in my life insurance policy, because my life insurance policy is collecting me between 8 and 12% compound interest. That's a whole lot more than what the bank is going to give you. So it's going to collect me 8 to 12% compound interest. And then I borrow that money from my life insurance. And then either I can pay it back or I don't pay it back. If I don't pay it back, it just get pulled out of my death benefit. You know what I'm saying? So these are the secrets that a lot of black families are not aware of, because they never had anybody in the. See, when you're stuck into this survival mentality, you don't have time to worry about passing on wealth to your kids. You trying to figure out how the hell you finna pay your next bill. You know what I'm saying? So being poor puts you in that mind state of survival. Always survival, survival, survival. When you have some money at your disposal and you're not in this survival mode, you are able to sit back and think about the future and how you go, prepare your offspring for that future. And so a lot of black people, we waste a lot of money trying to look like we got money when we really broke as hell. And so one of the things to combat that is to go get you a goddamn IUL. Go get it, man. Don't get no term policy. Get you an IUL, man. And if you can, you want to overfund it. You know what I mean? Let's say your premium payment is $80. Man, if you could put $200 in there, put that $200 in there. It's only benefiting you. It's only benefiting you in the long run, because you can always go ahead and borrow from that policy. And that $200 you put in there is collected compound interest, man. You don't want, let's say your death benefit is $200,000. All of the money you throwing in there, the extra funds you're throwing in there, you don't want to turn your $200,000 policy into $350,000. That's just off of the interest and the extra money that you are throwing in your policy. That's why it's better for you to get an IUL or a policy similar to an IUL, but get you an IUL, and the money that you throwing in there is collecting compound interest, and you could borrow from that money, and you can use that money tax-free to go buy you some other assets. That'll break that curse, that I'm stuck in survival mode mentality, man. Because if you can go out and buy PlayStation 5s and Jordans and all of that other shit, then your ass can put some money to the side to throw into an IUL. That way, 10 years later or whatnot, you ain't gonna be stuck in this crabs in the barrel mentality, man, where I'm struggling and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get my next dollar. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be in that situation. You don't even gotta wait 10 years. I'm just throwing that out there so that you give your account a chance to build it up. You know what I mean? But we have to start thinking about things like this. We can't just be stuck in this, how I'm gonna make it to tomorrow. Because especially if you got kids, man, you can't be worrying about tomorrow when you got kids. You got to be worrying about next year, 10 years from now. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna take care of your family, man? And one way of doing that to make sure that your family is good is life insurance. Now, I'm not allowed to practice life insurance in the state of Ohio because of my criminal record. I ain't allowed to. But I learned enough in that time frame where I could tell people how to use life insurance to better themselves in the future. I wish I could practice, man, because that would be dope as hell. You know what I'm saying? You know, people make mistakes, and I don't think you should be punished. I already went to prison, so they essentially punishing me some more for some mistakes that I made. And clearly I done changed. You know, I own properties, I own multiple businesses. You know, it's like, I am not that dude that, I'm not that guy that went to prison 3 times. I'm not that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? I used to gang bang. I used to be a dope dealer. Like, I done robbed people. I done did all type of nonsense, man. You name it, I done did it. But, I'm not that guy no more. You know what I mean? So, if I'm trying to change, you should give me the opportunity to do so. If I'm trying to better myself and my family, I should be given the opportunity to do so. You know what I mean? So, but that's neither here nor there. what I'm trying to tell y'all is you have to consider life insurance if you want to get out of the situation that you are in. If you want to pass wealth to your kids. Because see, right now, I got grandkids. So I'm thinking about my grandkids' grandkids. I'm trying to figure out how I can make sure that they good. Me. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that they good. My grandkids' grandkids. I'm thinking about them. I'm not just thinking about me and my happiness today. I'm not concerned about that. I want to make sure that my grandkids' grandkids are good because of me. So, anybody got any comments? Anybody got any, you never know who watching this video, who gonna see this video, and they might be looking for a way to better their situation, man. So anybody watching this video, leave a comment if you got some game that somebody could benefit from. Man, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and let's help each other build, man. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button though, y'all. Don't forget about me. It's free. Go ahead and do that. Peace.